We're Lauren and Craig, and we're travelling around North America in our self-converted camper van. Craig's the designated driver, while I'm the trip planner and navigator. This is Ruby, our home on wheels for the next 6 months. And this bloody legend is Roland the rowboat. We love hiking and wildlife, so most of our time is spent at national parks and exploring the wilderness. This will be our third road trip through North America, so we're going to leave Vancouver and head straight for the deserts, and then make our way north through the Rocky Mountains before finishing on the untouched west coast of Canada.
Oh, it's the prettiest stove we've ever bought. Look at that.
Hot stuff! Just cooking the first dinner in the camper van. Here we go. Wow.
Please take note that the flame should not be red, it should be blue. I don't know what went wrong, but it melted our table on the first day.
Have some grated cheese on top. Lauren has just realised she has too many clothes for the storage boxes that we have available, so she's kind of stressing out there.
It is. It's like that lady, that Japanese lady.
Yeah, like that Japanese lady, guys. If anyone's following that, then that's great. But I'm
The
not.
organisation.
Great.
It's not going to
What about the rest in that backpack? Where's that going?
Under the bed.
Under the bed. Where's my stuff going?
Cold mornings in the van. We've got
Steaming eggs.
eggs with muffins, cafetiere coffee, the rest of it.
And your own private chef.
Oh.
We didn't spend much time in Washington or Oregon, as a lot of the mountain roads were still covered in snow,
Wow.
so we headed south pretty quickly.
I think that might be Mount Hood. Woo!
Whenever we drove over a mountain
Ice
pass,
for our
we'd stop
cool
to
box.
collect some snow for our cool box, as we didn't have a proper fridge.
This is the sweet little spot we camped last night. Nice and quiet. Under the trees. Craig's cooking some risotto tonight for us. We have the onions frying, some garlic. We're going to have leeks. That is leeks, tomatoes, cheese, pepper,
Cheese, parmesan.
parmesan cheddar. Yum.
Risotto alla leek, onion e pepper.
What language is that, Craig?
It's Italiano, of course, with parmesan e some vino, rot vino.
You put red wine in it?
No, I'm going to drink it on the side.
Oh.
We lived a pretty simple life driving south to California. We'd eat homely meals in the van and stop for hikes along the way.
Yes.
Sizzle, tizzle.
Craig knocked up this dinner with stir-fried broccoli, potato kind of fry things, caramelized onions, avocado, fried egg. Looks freaking amazing. Look at the nice barn there as well. Woo-hoo!
It was a little nerve-wracking driving the roads, as there were some weather warnings for strong winds and some crazy snowstorms. Our first exciting stop of the road trip was Lake Tahoe, and we've been dreaming of visiting this place for years.
Wow. Look at that. We've just pulled up in a little roadside pullout with a crazy view. So we're gonna relax here, cook dinner, and then we'll find a little discreet spot to camp.
We had a freezing cold night. It was below zero and the windows all froze on the inside of the van. But the sky was clear and we couldn't wait to get the boat on the water.
Morning pancakes!
It was time to take Roland Jr. on her maiden voyage. It was the first day we had where it actually felt hot in the sun, so we ended up getting pretty sunburned and going for a dip in the lake. It's one of the clearest lakes we've ever seen, and you can see the huge boulders beneath the surface. We still haven't quite worked out how to pronounce it, but we're visiting Yosemite National Park for the first time and we can't wait. We wanted to visit this area in 2010, but it just didn't work out with the seasons. So finally, we're going to go visit this legendary national park. The evening we arrived, we had a sneak peek at a lake and a waterfall and then drove to the national forest to camp for the night for free. Sadly, the locals didn't seem too happy about having people free camping, and we had a lot of people drive past honking their horns, which was annoying. Ironically, we tried to pay for a campground here, but they were all full. So that's why we ended up in the national forest, which is legal to park in anyway, so don't know why they were having such a hoo-ha. The scenery was spectacular, with huge mountains rising up to the sky and waterfalls gushing wildly.
El Capitan! El Capitano!
We didn't expect to be so impressed, but our jaws were dropped most of the time. The only downfall was how busy it was with other tourists.
Some risotto cooking up in the van by
Chef.
Craigie. And I've got this killer view. Ah. Risotto Italia Yosemite.
After a few jam-packed days of hiking in the national park, we were quite excited to take it easy again and drive slowly to Nevada. We spent a few hours in Vegas before finding a place to camp for the night, but a helicopter flew really close to us, so we decided to find a different spot. The following day we drove into the Valley of Fire State Park. It was our first taste of the desert on this road trip, and we were so excited to be back and surrounded by red rocks.
Oh yeah!
Diggity dog!
Champion of the sun! Ah!
Oh yeah, shit.
It was scorching hot though. It must have been about 40 degrees and we'd been hiking in the sun all day, so we're excited to find a shady spot to sit and relax for the evening. It was time for us to cross the border into Utah, one of our favourite states in America. Our first stop was Zion National Park, and we camped nearby so we could start hiking early in the morning. Our goal was to hike up Angel's Landing, an incredible rock formation with sheer drops of 1,500 feet and a narrow trail with chains to hold onto for your safety. We tried to do this hike in winter many years ago, but it was just way too dangerous as the trail was covered in ice and Craig's vertigo was going crazy. It was a bit of a challenge doing it in spring though, as it's the busiest time of year and you can't overtake on the trail, so there were some scary sections where we had to all cling onto the chains while people tried to go around us. But we were pretty happy to finally hike this trail and make it to the top. Utah is full of impressive scenery, even if you're not in a national park, and we ended up stumbling across this incredible slot canyon and we had it all to ourselves. We didn't spend too long in Utah as we knew we'd be back in a month, so now it's time to cross the border into Arizona.